We are live. Welcome to episode 31 of the High Slot Podcast, brought to you by our producer, Mass Music Radio. I'm here today, as always, with the boys, Bob Deuce.
How are we?
Snipsky.
Yes, sir.
And myself, Andrew Coco Curry. What's going on, fellas? How we doing?
Hey, I'm feeling a little good. Brought home some hardware this weekend. Shout out to 2011 Bach Blazers, the boys. They brought it home. They brought the heat this weekend. Won the deep freeze in Waterville. Kind of a big deal. So I thought I'd shout out the boys real quick.
Yeah, that's unreal. You spent the weekend up in Waterville, and you guys brought home the championship. I don't think I've ever won a game when I've gone up to Waterville
Dude,
Valley.
I got rinsed every time I played up there. Vinny actually got one. Vinny won one in OT.
Did you? Let's go.
Yeah.
OT.
That's electric.
Glory days.
Shout out Sean Patrick Hannon. Buried the game winner for the boys. I never forget that. I was watching that game. It was electric.
We're a wagon.
Dude, Waterville Valley is sick, though. Too bad there wasn't snow on the ground. But that place is magical when there's snow on the ground.
Yeah, it's something else up there. It's pretty iconic, dude. Like, I don't know if the listeners at home know about Waterville Valley, but it's up there with, like, Lake Placid for hockey tournaments. Like, it's definitely comparable. How'd the tournament go, Bob? Did you guys just rinse everyone, or were they close games?
So, our first game, we played a 2010 team. We're 2011, so they were year ahead of us. Dude, we kind of took it to them. We put up, like, 40 shots, but only put in 4. The goalie was making some good saves. But, dude, we were all over them. Second game, 9-1, how's your sister? It was early morning tilt. And then we had a little bit of a trap game later on that day. The kids were running around the hotel, a little tired, playing knee hockey. We lost 3-2 the third game, but our goal differential was so, like, just out there that we were number one seed no matter what going into the championship the next day. So the team that we lost to, we were playing the next day. So that team that beat us, there was the Red Wings. North Suburban Red Wings, they beat us they needed the win to get into the championship. So it was like they played desperate, and then we ended up beating them 4-0 in the championship the next morning. Our goalie Liam West just played unbelievable. Nice little shutty, and he was MVP of the tournament. We gave him the trophy. So it was good. We had a nice little video. It was on my story of them just selling it. It was really, like, awesome to see, like, just because you just see him, like, do that, and, like, you know what I mean, just like all season long, just watching him, like, practice and just progress. It was really great to watch.
Yeah, that's got to feel good taking that home. Did you and Farnham get to keep the trophy?
No, I think our goalie has it.
Oh, you didn't get the booze out of it?
No. It was so it was like a 10:30 game, and we had to go. We had to go and catch the Quincy and Boston Fire game. So, guess we dive into that now, huh?
Yeah, that's a good segue, because the boys were busy this weekend. Bob was up in Waterville winning the championship, and then we also had the Boston Fire versus Quincy Fire charity game for Matt Troy. I was unable to make it, but I know you boys were there. How'd that game turn out?
It was a great game, dude. Like, it was absolutely packed.
Dude, it looked like it.
Dude,
It was a Quincy North game.
It was more packed at a Quincy North game, dude. It was nuts, dude. There was parking, full parking, and the rink, Grumpy's, RIP to Grumpy's, by the way, and the church. The church was fully packed. I parked my truck, like, past, like, the church on C Street, and
wow.
It was
That's
crazy.
Deep. That's deep.
Yeah, and it was a good game. I think it was a 4-2. Yeah, 4-2 win for Quincy Fire. Got an empty net at the end. It was close the whole game. It was sick. It was good hockey to watch.
Yeah, that's unreal. A couple of the local boys out there, too, burying some goals. Love to see that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, shout out Sean Grady, Brendan Glenn, and Derek Murphy, Quincy locals. Glenn had 2, and Grady and Derek had 1. So it was good to see the boys out there putting on for the city.
Get those guys signed up at Quincy College, dude. We need them.
I know. They're eligible, dude. Glenn was supposed to, dude.
I know. We need them, dude. That'd be sick if we could get those guys for, like, second half of the season, or maybe even next year.
Playoff push. We need a playoff push.
Some ringers.
Yeah, we need a playoff push, dude. We need to win some games.
We play Babson the second time, absolutely pump them. They're like, dude, who are these ringers they brought in?
Yeah.
But yeah, it looked like an unreal turnout. It was a great cause supporting Matty Troy. If you were unable to make the game, you can still donate to Matt Troy's GoFundMe, or you can buy they got T-shirts, long sleeves, and hoodies of Boston Fire, Quincy Fire logo on them, and it says like no one fights alone. They're pretty sweet. I ended up buying a t-shirt and a hoodie. Excited for that to come in. So yeah, if you're still looking to donate to the cause, go check out his GoFundMe or buy a t-shirt, buy a sweatshirt. We'll throw up the link on our story so it's accessible to our listeners out there.
Yeah, support a local guy, man. Great cause.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Great cause.
Click the link.
Hit the link in the bio. So we got a huge episode today for all you beauties out there. We're going to start with a little hockey talk, a lot of news in the NHL from the past week. Then we got a new segment for y'all called Dump and Change. And then we'll finish with our weekly gambling corner. You boys ready to roll?
Yeah, let's get it.
Yes, sir.
Let's go. Let's get into some hockey talk. So the Granite Grind this week. No games last week. The boys were off again. But we have a big game this Friday, December 9th, 7 p.m. at Quinn's Youth Arena against Anna Maria. The boys are trying to make a playoff push here. We need a dub to move on up in the standings. So we'd love to see some of you come out and see the boys in action. Bob, I heard you had a tough practice last night. You're questionable for the game on Friday. Any update on that?
Yeah, I mean, last night, just a little bit of a mishap. Neutral zone, kind of ran into one of the bigger guys on my team. Had a lingering shoulder injury, and it kind of set me back a little bit. Thought I was good, but we'll see. A lot of rehab to go. Plenty of time before game time, but beside that, it was a good practice last night. We did a lot of puck touches, a lot of skills last night. Boys are ready to go. Anna Maria, that's a good team that has a good special teams. You got to stay out of the box. That was big for us last time. Yeah. We jumped out to an early 2-0 lead first period. Had a pretty decent second, I would say, and then third period just penalties galore, and just let Anna Maria back in it. So if we just play half the game that we did against New England College and stay out of the box, we'll be fine. This is a big game for us. This is technically a playoff game for the boys.
Yeah, it's a big one. Boys are going to come out buzzing. We'd love to see that barn packed on Friday night. So get there if you can, 7 p.m. All right, why don't we talk about some NHL news from the last week? So Bruce Cassidy made his return to Boston last night, and he got some sweet revenge as the Golden Knights outlasted the Bruins 4-3 in a game that was decided by a shootout. The Knights' win ended Boston's home winning streak of 14 consecutive games. Bruce was welcomed back to the standing O, and I thought I saw the waterworks starting to form in Bruce's eyes too. What were you guys' thoughts on Cassidy's return to Boston?
What do you think, Vinny?
It was great. I mean, I was just happy for Bruce because he got boned on his way out of Boston, and
big time.
I mean, it was just. You could tell, like, the first period, the way the Bruins came out, they were kind of like stepping on eggshells, kind of, because they could feel the heat from Bruce Cassidy sitting on the bench. It was like PTSD for them.
Yeah.
It was like he was still coaching them the way they were playing. Like, for example, Pasta's like, what was it, that play off the boards where he just, like, crapped himself and just, like, threw it in the middle of the ice, and then they scored. I think they picked it off the Knights, and then they scored, and it was just like, man, they were jittery like the first period, but they calmed down second, third period. They came back and tied it, which the third period was like track meet back and forth, like no neutral zone work. It was just like shot on goal, like back and forth. It was great. Like sweet revenge, like you said. It was awesome. I'm happy for Bruce. He got his due.
Yeah, I'm happy for him too. I mean, obviously all three of us are big Bruce Cassidy guys. Wasn't happy about the firing and all that, but also it worked out for both sides. And it's happy to see that both sides, this worked out for both of them. And it was a hell of a game to watch last night. Hell of a game.
Yeah, it was a great game. And, we were due for a loss at home at some point. And honestly, I think we should be happy escaping that game with just, getting a single point.
Yeah.
The boys came out flat as hell. Yeah, the coach said it. Coach Montgomery said it. We just came out flat. We weren't ready to go. Logan Thompson. He's a stud, man.
He's him,
saves.
dude.
Yeah, he's nasty.
Yeah, 40 saves in that win. He didn't let up a single shootout goal in 5 rounds either. He definitely stole that one. But we let the game get away from us early. But again, they showed resiliency. They battled back from a 3-0 deficit to force OT and earn a hard-deserved point there. As for Bruce, like you said it, I loved Bruce in Boston. He's with us for 5 years, very successful in his tenure with the Bruins. Just unfortunately for Boston, it's a cutthroat city when it comes to sports. if you're not winning championships, then you're not fitting the bill. Yeah, we hated seeing Bruce go, but I guess it was for the better because both teams right now have been at the top of the league to start the season so far.
Yeah, it's great to see, man. It's really great to see.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see how the Bruins play down the stretch. Like they've been battling back every game and they've been getting a lot of luck and all that. But I want to see how sustainable it is. It'll be interesting.
Yeah, I mean, and those who are like freaking out over like the Bruins loss, it's like, dude, we're 20-3.
Yeah.
Like, calm down. Like, you can't win them all. You know what I mean? That's a good team. We put up a good fight, and unfortunately, we came out on the losing end in a shootout too. And like, when I look at a shootout, I'm like, that's like not even a win, really. Like it could have been anyone's game in the shootout. We had many chances to finish them off, but. Yeah, what are you gonna do? You got to move on. You got to put in the rear view.
You scrapped a point, which is like always good. Like up 1 point, better than 0, and it's just what was I gonna say? They just need to come back down to earth. Like it's you can't win them all. You know what I'm saying?
It's a good test though because it's that was like a playoff caliber game. You know what I mean? Like maybe a Stanley Cup final preview. You never know, but. That's the type of team you can't just come out flat against. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they definitely, it's kind of concerning, I guess, because, like, obviously, like, they probably thought it was, like, the feeling of a playoff game. Bruce is in town, all this stuff, and they came out flat. And those are the games you got to come out ready to play. You know what I mean? But it was good that they came back and was resilient again. Like, that was another great comeback. So you can hang your hat on that.
Hopefully just a lesson learned, move on from it, and we come out hot the next game, right? That's all you can do is worry about the next one.
Swayman played good. I was pleased with the way he played. He made some great saves out there.
Sway was solid. I think we got caught off guard at the beginning of the first and beginning of the second. They just pumped one early. It's like it wasn't even Swayman's fault. We were just out of position, a couple stupid mistakes, but
dumb turnovers.
Like I said,
turnovers.
Lesson learned. All right, next, why don't we talk about the circus that is Blues goaltender Jordan Binnington. It continued this week as he had some questionable antics in Saturday's loss to the Penguins. So for those that didn't see it, the puck came behind the net. Binnington came out to stop the puck like as a goalie normally does. And as Penguins forward Jason Zucker came in on the forecheck, Binnington gave him a nice whack across the face with his glove, sent Zucker hard into the boards. Looked like he was injured for a sec. He ended up being all right. Binnington wasn't done yet that night, though. After letting in his 4th goal of the game, Binnington was pulled and then skated over to the Penguins bench and had some choice words for the Pens players and coaches, to say the least. Binnington received a 10-minute misconduct for the incident, and his night was officially over. I mean, boys, my question to you is Jordan Binnington the biggest clown in the league?
Yeah, dude, he's the biggest cancer in the league, too. Like, you can't be getting a 10-minute major as a fucking goalie. No. Like, what are you doing, dude? Like, who was the backup goalie there that came in for him and he
Grice?
It was Grice. Yeah, dude, he came in. Did you see him toe pick?
Yeah,
dude, when I saw that was like. If I was on the Blues, I probably would have just ducked my head.
Oh, is that the video when the guy's skating towards the net? It's just he
comes in. He comes in to fill in for Binnington, and it's probably like a 5-on-3, 5-on-4. Dude, he goes in, toe picks off the crease, and knocks the net off the mooring, dude. It was like the most embarrassing thing I've ever seen in my entire life. So, I don't know. I can see why they lost big, dude, because Binnington, I think Binnington. Well, in the preseason preview, what I was talking about, I didn't think Binnington was going to bring this team to the playoffs, and it's right now that's what it's looking like. If anyone's going to be Grice bring him to the playoffs, because Craig Berube is done with Benner. Do you see what he said? He was like, I don't know why this dude thinks he can just waltz around on the ice and do all put on this act. He's like, you got to stop pucks. That's your fucking job. You know what I mean? He's just so fed up with them now because this is the 7th offense he's had and since he's been in the league.
Yeah, it's definitely not the first time Binner's done something like this. Snipsky, anything you want to add about Binner?
Yeah, I mean, I kind of like it. It's kind of throwback goalie. You know what I mean? What was the one that we were talking about earlier?
Ron Hextall.
Those guys.
Patrick Waugh.
Patrick Waugh.
Yeah.
those guys are crazy, and they're really good goalies. But, I mean, like, Benny just looks like he just can't. It's a long year, and I'm sure he's a head case. So
You think?
Yeah, I'd say he's a head case. So
A little bit.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like he locks in the playoffs, though. That's why I think he's a little bit valuable to keep. And, like, say Thomas Greiss.
You got to get to the playoffs first.
Yeah,
though.
no, I know. Well, listen what I was going to say. I was going to say if Greiss, like, they play well together, like, switching off, whatever, and I mean, they get in the playoffs. Benny seems like he turns it on every time. He played well last year until he got knocked out by Kadri. They had that series kind of in hand with the way Benny was playing, and then he gets injured, and then they're all done. So yeah, I mean, he's definitely got to clean his act up. I love Berube. He's a great coach. I'm sure he'll figure it out.
Dude, he's a coach's nightmare. Imagine having a goalie that just keeps on getting 10-minute majors, getting kicked out, getting lit up like that, and he's supposed to be your guy. That would be so fucking frustrating.
They screwed up with getting rid of Husso, I think.
Yeah, 100%.
That kid is a stud. You could tell Benny is probably a backup in real life, and he's like a glorified starter, and then you got Husso. He plays over in the wings. I mean, I don't think he plays every night, but he's more consistent.
I agree.
Yeah, I think Coach Craig Berube said it best in a post-game interview. He said, this has got to stop. You just got to play goal and stop the puck. I think this is a prime example of a goalie just trying to do too much. Yeah. And being a goalie is actually a pretty simple position. There's no X's and O's. It's just get in the net, stop the puck, do your job. And if you're a Blues player, I don't know how you want to play behind this guy.
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, I most certainly wouldn't have his back if another situation like this occurs.
That's like having a quarterback in the NFL just throwing a shit ton of picks and blaming everyone.
Who, Zach Wilson?
Yeah.
Zach Wilson.
And then going around and flipping the bear when he gets benched. You know what I mean? That's literally what it is. That's literally the same exact thing.
Yeah, I mean, I don't like goalies as it is, and especially when they act like this, it's just it just, it makes my head spin, and it sucks because I was big on Binner coming into the season. I know you guys weren't, but after the Blues got rid of Husso, I thought Binner had what it takes to be a workhorse starting goaltender, but it's been the complete opposite this season. He has flat out sucked. He's 9-10 with a .327 goals allowed and a sub-900 save percentage, and that's just not going to cut it for a starting goaltender. And he's one of the main reasons why the Blues have struggled to start the season.
Yeah, 100%. He needs to step it up, and he needs to stop being such a diva.
Because the Blues
needs to get in his ass.
The Blues are a good team. You look at that roster; They have a solid roster. They were beating the Islanders tonight. Greiss actually looks solid in net, so hey, he might be the guy going forward. It just blows my mind. Jordan Binnington is a Stanley Cup champion goaltender. Yeah. And the fact that he beat the Boston Bruins makes that sting even more.
I know.
But I think that version of Binnington is long gone.
Yeah, it's like a Matt Murray situation.
He had something to prove. That was pretty much it. He just proved himself, and then he's thinks he has the lead by the balls, and thinks he can just do whatever he wants and just throw these tantrums and shit. That's not gonna fly though.
Yeah, he's crazy. You see it the game last night. He couldn't stop a beach ball. I think it was just kind of karma. Also.
Yeah, part of me wants to believe that Binnington is still that goalie. He's still that guy, but I haven't seen it. And maybe this is the wake-up call he needs. Berube's got to get on his ass and just be cut the shit, dude. Get in the net, stop the puck, lock in. Because this is way too much. You can't be getting 10-minute misconducts, starting fights. Your team doesn't want to back you up with that shit. You know what I mean? When it's just unwarranted like that. It's getting out of hand.
It ruins a team's momentum when you know your goalie's just not in the game. Head's not in it. You know what I mean? It's deflating.
It's a Blues management issue. They screwed up with the Husso thing, and now that's probably why Benny's going off. He probably feels like he's got to do too much, like you said, carry the team. Greiss is a backup goalie, and he's nothing more. So it's not re-signing Husso is a goof move by the Blues.
Yeah,
just a management.
Husso was shutting out the Lightning tonight. Last time I checked, it was 1-0 in the third.
Oh no, they can't. No, they 4-2, 4-2. They scored 2 quick ones in the third, I think.
That's a good win.
Yeah.
I fucking love the Wings.
Well, the Lightning, just pressing.
All right, let's move on to a team that's had some early season struggles, the New York Rangers. They've just continued to be bad. They're currently 5th place in the Metropolitan Division with a record of 12-10-5. I mean, this is not the New York Rangers team we saw in last year's postseason. A team that went to the Eastern Conference Finals, was a game or two away from going to the Stanley Cup. We were all big on the Rangers. And a matter of fact, I think we all picked them to win the division. I mean, what's going on with the New York Rangers right now?
I don't even know, dude. Like, they have the same exact team. Like, that they didn't really move anyone. I don't think they're really getting, like, secondary scoring from what I've seen. Like, it's mostly just, like, Sabanajad, Kreider, like, the usual suspects, Panarin. Trouba, like, doesn't even have a goal or anything. And, like, ever since he got named captain, he hasn't really been doing anything. Shesterkin, not doing terrible, but he wasn't as good as he was last year. I looked at his numbers today. Decent numbers, but I think it's just everyone in front of him. I think like that, like I said, secondary scoring and like Trouba just needs to step it up. Other than trying to like take someone's fucking head off, like that's not gonna cut it. You need to put some points on the board.
Yeah, they only have 10 guys with double digit points. Capo Caco definitely has been a disappointment. Only 8 points in 27 games. Minus player 2, and then you got Trouba over here. He's got zero goals, 7 assists, and he's a -6. You see what Andreas Anthony said about Jacob Trouba and question his leadership and all that. He's like, oh, the reason why you're out there hurting people is because you can't contribute to any other way to your team. I think they might have some leadership issues over there in New York, and that's definitely a big part of the team. If you have the wrong guy named captain, it could be turmoil in that locker room. Like it could be split in half.
Kreider.
I said on the pod
Kreider.
last year, I said Kreider should have been the named captain because he's been there almost 10 years, and he's always coming up big for them in tight moments.
Captain Kreider just sounds nasty, too.
Yeah, I mean,
Captain Kreider.
Yeah, I mean, like the goaltending's been there. Like you got Igor doing him. He's 2.67. He could probably be better.
Yeah, he's doing all right, but he's not doing as good as he should be.
9-10 save percentage could be better, but also like who's ever playing in front of him hasn't been, great. Like we were just talking about. I think the defense could be a lot better, and they're just not producing. Not everybody's producing offensively. Like they need the secondary scoring.
Yeah, they need secondary scoring bad.
Yeah, so I think part of the problem is that Igor Shesterkin is showing that he's human again. I mean, last year he had one of the best statistical seasons a goaltender has ever had. Rightfully so, won the Vezina. But this year he's not that same caliber goalie. He's still very solid, don't get me wrong there. But I think the Rangers kind of took Igor for granted, and they're just expecting him to be Superman each night, which it's not realistic. I mean, offensively, look at the Rags, not great. They're 21st in goals scored, 23rd in power play percentage, and 28th in shooting percentage.
That's terrible.
Some of the guys just straight up not producing. Panarin, 6 goals in 26 games. That's supposed to be your guy. Vinny Trocheck was a big offseason signing. He's only got 15 points. And young talent like Philip Heidel, Lafreniere, Kako, those guys are basically non-existent. And those are the guys who are really stepping up big time in the playoffs last year. But you guys got me started on it. The main guy I'm pinning the blame on is the newly named captain, Jacob Trouba. I thought it was a questionable decision when they named Trouba captain. There were some other guys on that team, Kreider, Zibanejad, like you guys said. I thought those guys were a little more deserving. But you look back at Trouba, he's been an absolute goon out on the ice. All he's looking to do is just fly around, step up on guys, and try and catch someone with their head down, which in this league nowadays, that's not how you play defense. You got to man up, stick the puck, move the puck around. I mean, Trouba thinks he's friggin' Scott Stevens or Chris Pronger out there, and I'll be the first one to tell him that he's not that guy. And he's not even close to the caliber of those type of legends.
Yeah, did you see what he did, dude? When he got kicked out, he like went off the ice and threw his helmet like off the glass. It's like, bro, that's not leadership. You look like a fucking clown right now.
Those guys like Scott Stevens and you say Chris Pronger, those guys produced and kicked your ass. You know what I mean? Like those guys weren't minus players. They were out here getting assists, scoring goals from the point, and still
putting the shackles on,
and still putting you through the ice. Like ask Paul Correa.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, in that game against the Blackhawks, he laid out Athanasiou, but he clearly left his feet on that hit, by the way. And then he gets in a scrap. He proceeds to motherfuck his own bench. And then, like you said, Bob, whips his helmet off the boards on the way off the ice. Just looks like he's having like a beer league meltdown out there. And Snipsky, I think you mentioned Athanasiou had a great chirp after the game. He said, Trouba's an $8 million man with 0 goals. So he's got to figure out how to do something when making that much money. If you can't help the team, I guess you just got to try and hurt guys on the other team. He nailed it, and that's exactly what Trouba's been trying to do. And in my opinion, I think he's one of the main reasons why the Rangers are struggling this year with his on-ice performance and leadership off the ice. He should not be the captain of this team.
Yeah, that's probably what it is.
The city of New York on his shoulders too much.
Being the captain for the New York Rangers is probably so stressful.
That's one of the biggest markets in the whole, like, any sport, you know?
Yeah, it's like Rangers, Bruins, Canadians, like all the Canadian markets, obviously being captains for those. Like, it's probably so stressful, dude. But the thing is, you gotta answer the bell.
Yeah, they're the one, like, you're the first one to, like, answer all the questions in media. They go to you,
especially if you're not producing.
It's like, you know, Toronto is they'll whip you. They're whipping boys out there. You could be the whipping boy in New York because that media is ruthless. Boston, not as bad as New York's media, I think.
I don't know. I think if we were bad, like, people just don't come at Bergeron because he's the GOAT. Like, if that was someone else, like, as cap, like, even when we're bad, no one really comes at Berge because he always has his guy. You know what I mean? He's always producing no matter what. But if it was someone else, they'll definitely get it.
What I've seen, dude, the post-game interviews, it's Kreider and Zibanejad answering the questions. I haven't even seen Trouba step up and talk to the media yet.
Yeah, that's weird.
I've always thought Kreider was the guy on that team. I mean, Kreider and Zibanejad have been with the Rangers their entire career. So if I was one of them, I'd probably be a little disrespected that I didn't get named captain and a guy like Jacob Trouba got it over me. But that's just me.
It must be a team vote, though.
Yeah, I was going to say, I wonder how they go about that.
Because Kreider didn't even want it, I guess. Like, the reports were like Kreider didn't even want it. Like, I guess, like, they offered it to him. He's like, nah, or something like that.
Damn.
So.
Yeah, I mean, that's a red flag, too, I think.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, it's turmoil in New York right now. Not good times in the Big Apple.
There's no accountability.
Yeah, someone's got to step up. They have a young team. That's what it is, young talent. But someone's got to step up and be like, hey, this is on me. We got to be better. We got to turn things around because there's no reason that this team should be playing like the way they are.
Or maybe they should have stripped the captaincy and no one get it because they played way better without a captain last year.
That's that.
They played nasty with no captain.
Yeah. Eastern Conference Finals last year. I mean, they're not even close to that right now.
Yeah, they're not even in a playoff spot.
All right, why don't we talk about a more positive subject? Dallas Stars forward Jason Robertson has been on an absolute tear to start this season. He's currently leading the NHL's Rocket Richard race with a league best 23 goals in 25 games played. We've been big on Jason Robertson. We nicknamed him the RoboCop last year.
Yeah.
And I think everyone else is finally starting to take notice. I think Robertson is a bona fide superstar in this league. Would you boys agree?
Yeah, 100%. I saw did they have a hat trick the other night?
Hattie against
what team was
Yotes, I think.
Yeah, Yotes. Like, all of his goals, like, are like such a variety of like how you can score goals. Like, he just like gets like behind the net, wins pucks. Like, this first goal, he just slammed it in. You know what I mean? He just like out muscled whoever was down low and just slammed it in. And then the next goal was like a snipe from the slot. And then again, just like gritty goal in front of like he can score in any facet of the game. You know what I mean? He can get open in the slot, rip it bar down with a slapper, or you can like just win a puck in the corner and just like wrap it around. Like, he's the whole package.
Yeah, he's unbelievable. He's gonna be up there like top 5. He could be there right now, like with Matthews,
McDavid,
Draisaitl. It's a small sample size. He hasn't played a whole year yet, but his stats are unbelievable. He's a point of game player. Plus, he's a plus guy. He had like +8, +22, +16 last 3 years. He's going to be a stud. Like, that Stars team, it's a force to be reckoned with when it comes to the playoffs this year, I think.
Yeah, Stars team is definitely slept on. I think Robertson's, glory so far this season's kind of been slept on because he's in a small market like Dallas that they don't get much coverage. Like you guys said, though, Robertson's the real deal. He's a complete player. I mean, when you got more goals than Connor McDavid, you're definitely doing something right.
Oh, yeah.
And the scary part is he's only 23 years old, too. He's second year in the league. Kind of crazy he didn't win the Calder last year, to think about it. That was a stacked rookie class, but it's nuts. He's a stud, bona fide stud.
Yeah, he's a Filipino-American from California. Dude. That shows how big hockey is. Like, it's growing in America, and it's growing fast.
Absolutely. All right, so let's talk about another subject. So last Tuesday, when the Bruins played the Lightning, Bruins play-by-play announcer Jack Edwards, a lot of you local guys know him, love him or hate him, he had some questionable on-air comments regarding Pat Maroon's weight and his diet. So Maroon decided to take the high road, and after the game, he tweeted that he's going to be making a $2,000 donation to support those struggling with mental health, bullying, and body image. And he made the donation in the name of Jack Edwards and encouraged others to donate as well.
All done.
Classy move by Maroon, and I think it just shows how much of a beauty this guy is. What's your thoughts on the Maroon-Jack Edwards situation?
Yeah, I didn't even hear it because usually when I watch the Bruins, I mute it because I'm not a big fan of Jack Edwards anyways. I like Andy Brickley, though. He knows what the hell he's talking about, but Jack Edwards just spews garbage out of his mouth. But no, but Maroon, he absolutely bodied him. That's sick. When I found out about that, I was like, honestly, like, good. Because Jack Edwards, he says some screwy things sometimes, and it's just like, what are you doing, dude? Because I didn't really hear it, but like I heard like I read like what he said. I didn't hear what the way he said it, how he said it, but yeah, like.
Oh yeah, I mean,
you got to read the room, dude.
Nah, it was kind of like if you heard, like I heard the audio. It is kind of funny. He's just ragging on him, kind of. It's not like, oh, he's a fat slob. It was just kind of like, oh yeah, Pat Maroon. Pat Maroon doesn't even have the puck or anything in the zone, and like I don't even think he might be just skating around out there. And he's just like, oh, there's Pat Maroon. You had a couple cheeseburgers or something. Like he's just like, oh,
why are you
yeah.
even saying
he's
that?
Like, he's like, oh yeah, Pat Maroon. What do you like? 253, like three. It was like Brick was laughing too. Kind of said a couple things too, and it honestly, like Jack Edwards is like kind of a clown for it, but I'm glad. Like I thought like it was funny, but it was also like unnecessary. But I'm glad Pat Maroon killed him. Like he headshot him. Also, like it's kind of like why like they're gonna maybe see each other once. You know what I mean? Why would you want to like sit like Maroon will dummy Jack Edwards? Like, you know what I mean? Like I wouldn't want to walk around the garden knowing Pat Maroon might be walking around, you know, and just like heard what you said and throw you in a locker like Jack Edwards.
Yeah, you know, it'd be nasty. It'd be nasty if Jack Edwards like saw him and like gave him like two McDoubles. he's like, there you go, good luck tonight, bud.
Gives him a Subway gift card.
Yeah.
He gives him a gift card to Weight Watchers.
Nasty.
All done.
If I was Maroon, I would have been waiting for Jack Edwards in the parking lot. Dude.
Right.
Like say that to my face.
Yeah, I know. It was like when he was saying it though, he acted like he was like, "Oh, no one's gonna hit." Like the way he was saying it was just like he wasn't like on air or anything.
Yeah.
It was like, "Oh, ha ha, yeah." I'm like, dude, Pat Maroon's definitely gonna hear this.
And why are you even saying that on a broadcast? Dude, just like fucking call the game. It's like, oh, the puck's indeed, pass to Bogosian. Oh, over to Hedman. You know what I mean? It's just like, oh, yeah, Pat Maroon's a fat fuck. It's like, dude, like, what are you doing? Like, relax.
Yeah, like Jack Edwards, he's being too cocky nowadays. Like, he's got to chill out. The Bruins are doing good, but do your job and, like, you know, stop coasting through the calls. You know what I mean?
He's a big weed guy, I heard, too. He probably roasted a J before he went out there and just started rambling.
Yeah, do you hear? Like, he gets a room on the other side of the hotel on road games.
Yeah, so he can smoke.
Yeah, so he can burn it down.
Yeah, I was about to say that next. I was like, I've never been big on Jack Edwards, to be honest. Like, he's definitely a colorful play-by-play commentator. He's got a couple good one-liners every once in a while, but like 95% of the time he's annoying as shit. And I think, he's got to lay off the weed.
Yeah.
He's such a homer. Like, I feel like he's just not critical enough. And, you know what I mean? I like when they sit on the fence a little bit, but like, when we score, like, give like the nice goal call for the Bruins, but like he just you know what I mean? He's not neutral enough for me sometimes.
Yeah, I
It's
agree.
like, give it a rest, Jack.
Yeah,
We
I
know,
agree.
we
His
know.
like goal, like when we score goals, like it's like he's pretty colorful. He's good at like doing the goal scoring, like whatever, like commentating. But like overall, dude, he doesn't know what the hell he's talking about. And Andy Brickley, like I actually like listening to him.
Yeah, Brick's good.
He knows his shit, dude. Like he'll break it down, be like, oh yeah, blah blah blah. Like I'll see a play will develop, and he'll be like, oh, this guy should have went there, and be like, oh yeah, he's right, he should have been. You know what I mean? Like, oh yeah, like, I learned shit from Andy Brickley. It's cool. But yeah, Jack Edwards needs to pump the brakes.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree. Couple quick hitters here before we move on to our next segment. Mitch Marner has set a Toronto Maple Leafs franchise record with a 19-game point streak. Hats off to him. Lightning captain Steven Stammer reached 1,000 career points. Canucks goalie Thatcher Demko is going to be out 6 weeks with a lower body injury. That's a big hit for the Vancouver Canucks. Rupe Hintz signed an 8-year extension worth $67.6 million with the Dallas Stars. They locked him up for the next 8 years.
Cool hand, Rupe.
Yeah. Alex Ovechkin passed the great one, Wayne Gretzky, for most all-time road goals. He's going to catch him on all-time goals soon, too. Shane Wright has been recalled to the Seattle Kraken after a quick stint in the AHL. He'll be playing tonight against the Montreal Canadiens. I would hammer Shane Wright, anytime goal scorer, plus 550
He's smoking
tonight.
crack tonight.
Yeah,
Shane Wright smoking
I'm
crack.
back on the crack pipe tonight, baby.
And then lastly, Penguins defenseman Chris Letang has began skating again just 8 days after suffering a stroke. You love to see him back out there. Any of those topics you boys want to hit on quickly before we move on?
Yeah, Chris Letang, warrior. Like that's his second stroke in like what 4 years, 5 years, maybe
Yeah,
less
went
than
back
that.
in 2014. Yeah, this is the second time that's happened.
Yeah, he plays at such a high level too. Like that just shows how much of like a just like athletically gifted person he is. Like he has a stroke, but he can recover and go back out there and play in the NHL. He won back-to-back Stanley Cups after he suffered a stroke like a couple of years later. So like this guy, like it sucks, but like he gets out there.
So are you saying they're gonna win the cup this year?
I mean, dude, the way they're playing, dude, are you kidding me? The Penguins are a wagon right now.
They're hot right now.
They're 7-1 in their last like 8, 9, 7-1-1 or something like that. So
Yeah, 7-1-1 the last. I think they won tonight too. Yeah.
So they're 8-1.
They beat Columbus.
Yeah, 8-1-1.
Yeah, so 8-1-1 their last
I mean,
time.
if you don't beat Columbus, you might as well
Quit the league.
Yeah, you might as well get relegated.
Yeah, get sent out to AHL.
But yeah, it's sticking on Chris Letang. I've always been a big Letang guy. Love him. Yeah, for something like this to happen to him again, another stroke, is definitely unfortunate. But the fact he's back out there just 8 days later, that just shows how tough this guy is. Like you said, he's a warrior, true hockey guy. And he's going to be back out there soon for the Pens, repping the black and gold.
Yeah, I'm glad that he's okay. Like I personally never been a Letang fan. I just because of the Bruins, because he's such a pain in the ass whenever we play.
Because he's a nut.
Yeah, he's a pain in the ass. He always He's like
he's nasty
he's
too.
small and he's just a pain in the ass, and he's always like fronting on fighting guys just to like draw penalties.
And it works. And then he's such a good puck moving defenseman too. Such a good
Yeah, he looks like a rat with
Great.
his long black hair. And
I think he's a beauty, dude.
Hey.
I think he's a beauty, dude.
Black hair.
Nah.
Dude,
you too.
Dude, his Letty's nasty, I think he's a beauty out there. He has like his straight long hair, like going around, just like skating like a figure skater. Like he's nasty.
I've been told a time or two I look a little like Chris Letang out on the ice. So
I can see
take
it.
That.
I can see it.
I'll take it.
Or Tanev.
Tanev.
Like a Brandon Tanev.
We need a picture of Coco staring through someone, like staring through the soul. You gotta take a picture.
Bug-eyed.
Yeah.
All right, last week we did a Mass High School Hockey preview. We told you all we'd make it a weekly segment. For this week's Mass High School Hockey Roundup, there's not much to recap. Last week, teams had their tryouts all week, played a couple scrimmages to prepare for the regular season. That'll be starting this week. So there's some top games throughout the state this week. We'll keep you posted on some of the premier matchups and the results on those games next week. All right, we're going to move into a new segment we have here called Dump and Change. So just to explain to the people, we're each going to highlight a player, coach, topic, team, anything hockey related that we feel needs to be dumped and changed. So, Bob, we'll start with you. What do you think you got for your dump and change this week?
So it wasn't really like that when we played growing up, like when we played youth. But ever since I've been coaching for USA Hockey, the rules are like you can't dump the puck on the power play. It'll be an automatic icing no matter what. It's the stupidest thing. It's like, dude, like
it's so bad.
It's so dumb. It's like I got to explain to me like why they made that rule. Like it's automatic icing no matter what, even if you're down a man. They want kids to be more like free and like more creative with the puck when they get the puck when they have a man down. But dude, that's not how you play hockey. Like that's not gonna really help me get to the next level.
It's like turnover city.
You know, that's what I'm saying, dude. Like I tell my kids, my Blazers kids, I go, guys, man down, just send that bitch down there. Like just send it down there. We'll take the icing. We'll do 27 whistles in one PK. I don't care.
Or I mean, you could just be like, hey, flip it not all the way down.
Yeah,
like
no, that's what we tell them. But that's what we tell them. But like
flip down the ice.
Yeah, but they're 12. They're 12. They're not really like they're gonna like you know what I mean. Like they're like I'll be like, hey, just flip it out to the neutral zone. Well, I mean they do that, but there's times where like it gets away from them to send it down. But yeah, like I'm like guys, I don't care. Just send it. And because that's not the way you play hockey. Like me and Coach Farnham, Sean Farnham, shout out him. Honestly, I probably don't think I've shouted him out, but he also the coach. He's championship coach as well for Waterville. But yeah, so we talk about it all the time. We're just like we think it's like the dumbest rule. So that's my dump and change.
Nice, I love it. I coached U16 in the fall, and it was the same rules at the U16 level that it is at the friggin' mite level. Like it makes no sense.
It's so stupid.
You can't ice on the power play. They have the automatic offsides, which just makes no sense because I'm coaching high school kids.
They can do it.
When they go to high school and high school season starts, none of those rules apply. So
yeah, you can ice it.
So why are they playing that way in the fall before the season starts?
It makes no sense.
That just creates bad habits. Don't like it one bit. Needs to be dumped and changed. I agree 100%.
All I know, if we when we played for Coach Geba, I know for a fact if we just stick handled once with the puck in the defensive zone on the PK, he would behead us. I wouldn't see the ice for the rest of the game.
Pine on the back of the bench. Yeah. That's where you'd be.
Yeah, like my ass would be glued to the bench. You know what I mean? Like there's no way like stick handling trying to make a move when you're down a man is a huge no. Send that thing down the ice.
Yeah, those USA Hockey rules are terrible.
They make no sense.
Snipsky, what do you got for your dump and change this week?
My dump and change. It's a big one. I probably dumped the Arizona Coyotes out of the league and rebrand them. Send them somewhere else. And them going and playing at Mullet Arena is like pretty much a disgrace because it's like what's going on there. Bankrupt, have no money. Team hasn't been bad, but like when have they ever been good? They've been good like 10 years ago, and they have an all-around record of like they're like 200 games under 500 for their whole life. They used to be the Jets. It's over. Like I don't get it. They're irrelevant. They're playing at a hockey rink, sitting with the Sun Devils. Just delete them, and that's it. Maybe send them. I couldn't think of any like good place to maybe start like a Houston, like another team in Texas, but like Houston.
Houston, yeah, that'd be pretty interesting.
Yeah, like how they have a basketball team, a football team there already. They might as well throw a hockey team there or something. Because I bet they would probably get more buzz, and they have more money over there. Arizona stinks.
Yeah,
it's not a hockey market. Houston's probably got a better chance. I mean, it would take maybe more popularity from like Dallas or. There's only one team in Texas, right? Is it Dallas?
Yeah,
just
Dallas. Yeah, and then you could put Houston in there, and whatever.
Hockey's growing anywhere.
Yeah, see what happens. I know why they want to keep it in Arizona is because one of the best players in the league's from there. But I mean, there's times where you're going to make a business decision and just be like, hey, like Arizona doesn't care about hockey. Let's move on somewhere else.
Yeah, I agree. The Odis, like their color scheme's gross. The team just sucks. Like there's nothing good about them. Houston, that's an interesting location change. I haven't thought of that one. That one would honestly make the most sense. I was thinking, did you get a team back in Hartford, the Hartford Whalers, or Quebec? You get another. I don't know if you want another Canadian team, but Quebec, the Nordiques had some pretty sick uniforms. I think either of those locations, but Houston, honestly, that makes the most sense.
The Houston
Keep
Yeaghouse.
the game growing. Yeah.
I just thought that. I just thought of that off the top of my head. Like, not a big deal.
I'm nasty.
Yeah, that was kind of nasty.
I'm just nasty. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like I like the Quebec thing, but I guess like the Montreal Canadiens ran the Quebec Nordiques out of there because they want to be the only show in town, which
Yeah.
I get, but at the same time, fuck the Canadians.
Yeah, I mean, I know hockey's huge in Canada, but some of those smaller markets like Ottawa, even like Calgary, they don't sell out. Like you'd
No.
think those would be packed barns each night. They're really not. I think Toronto, Montreal, Vancouver gets most of the buzz, and those other teams don't get as much support. So yeah, I don't know if it would work out in Quebec. But yeah, Houston, I would be in for a Houston team. I like that.
Well, I don't know which one it is. I think it's Calgary or Ottawa. It might be Ottawa. They're the reason why they don't get that many fans at their games is because their rink is not even close to like their fan base. If that makes any sense. Like it's like not in Ottawa.
Yeah, that is true.
It's Ottawa or Calgary, one of those teams, and that's why like they don't sell out. And there's a bunch of like no, I think it is Ottawa. I'm gonna stick with Ottawa, but with my answer there. But I think that's why. Like they just like I guess there's a lot of times that they talk about relocating just the rink and just like building it closer, but they haven't really got into like the voting stage yet.
Yeah, no, you are right. It's Ottawa. I had a buddy from college, shout out downtown Sammy Brown. He's from Ontario. I mean, Ottawa. He's from Ottawa, the Canadian province. And yeah, he said the rink is nowhere close to like the actual city.
Yeah, like what the
Doesn't
fuck's
make
up with
sense.
that?
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess that's like same thing with Florida Panthers. I guess they're like in Sunrise or something, and like you can't live like where they all stay is like a half hour away or whatever. You can't. There's nowhere to live around there.
That's like the Bruins being like obviously the Boston Bruins and playing like Hooksett, New Hampshire, like the TD Gardens in like fucking New Hampshire. Like,
Well,
like,
if you actually like it's kind of the Pats. Like if you talk about the Patriots, they're in Foxborough, and then like if you watch the primetime game, they'll show like Faneuil Hall and stuff.
yeah, but
Like
they're not the Boston
they're like 45
Patriots, though.
minutes
Yeah,
away.
true. They're not repping Boston.
Yeah, they're not the Boston
Yeah,
Patriots.
I know
in New
what you're
England,
saying,
so.
but like if you really think about it, Gillette is very inconvenient.
Yeah, it is kind of a weird fucking place to have it.
It's like so hard to get in and out of there.
Yeah,
It's
it's a
not
nightmare.
even worth going to the games.
Yo,
dude.
Coco, remember the last game we went to, the Buffalo game last year? Remember, like, we went in the circles, like twice or three times. Remember, you were like, how did we get out of it? We kept on doing around, like, the same cones. It was comedy.
Oh, it's ridiculous.
It was a nightmare. It took us, like, 2 hours to get home just because we just couldn't figure out the cone system. That was hilarious.
They don't make it easy, that's for sure.
Nah.
All right, my dump and change this week is the digital board ads in the NHL.
Yeah.
So these have become almost unbearable to watch hockey on TV for many reasons. One, it's just distracting as a viewer when the boards are changing every 10 seconds with different ads on them. I mean, myself, my ADHD is bad enough. I can barely concentrate when I'm taking a piss. So now throw in another thing that's going to distract me from watching the game. I mean, it's just not helping. It also makes the puck disappear when it's rimmed up the boards. You completely or sometimes just partially lose sight of the puck. Makes it difficult to keep track of the puck. Sometimes the ads glitch and like the players' bodies like end up blending in with the boards. I mean, that just doesn't look right.
Yeah, it looks so weird.
It's just a sloppy product, and it's making it difficult to watch these games. And unfortunately, me bitching about it isn't going to do a damn thing because the NHL is locked in with these advertisement contracts for the remainder of the season. So I doubt they're going to change it and risk losing money from these advertisers. So it looks like it's here to stay, at least for the rest of the season. But I hate it.
They're trying to recover from the COVID pandemic thing. So like it might be years, dude. Like I can see them just doing that shit for years.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
So it's gonna be a tough little sledding.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. It's all about money. They don't care. They're making their
Batman's
money
hungry,
back.
dude. So he's a hungry hippo.
Yeah, it's because
He's starving.
they weren't gonna play that before like they started the hockey season up for COVID. They weren't gonna play. They had like a owners meeting and all that, and they were like not gonna play that COVID year, and they ended up doing it because everybody else played. I think they went along with like the NFL or whatever.
The NHLPA was huge.
Like they
wanted
weren't
to
gonna
play.
play because no fans in the stands. They're not gonna make money off of like
Yep.
concessions and all that other like obviously ticket sales. So
And the logistics was super expensive.
yeah,
to
so
do
they
it,
weren't
so.
making any money. That's why the owners are probably like, oh, we need these board ads. Which I mean, they're all right, but I mean, I know what you guys are saying. I hope nobody in the front row has got epilepsy or they're all done.
Yeah, all done. Well, no, the whole thing is people in person can't see. It's only people on TV.
Yeah, it's just on TV.
Oh,
Yeah.
Well, still.
I mean, if you're epileptic at home, you might catch one.
Yeah.
I mean, it was one thing with the ads on the jerseys, ads on the helmets. I wasn't a fan of those, but like I can do with those. But the digital board ads are just too much. It's not even the boards. It's on like the glass. It's on like center ice and in the offensive and defensive zone. They're just all over the place. It's too much. It's like we're here to watch hockey, not see a million Geico friggin' ads on the boards and on the ice. Like, that's not what we're here for.
Going European with all the ads.
We are. We're going to look like the Euro soon, just like decked out in advertisements on our jerseys.
Yeah, like the Bruins are going to have like a Dunkin' Donuts thing just on their foreheads. Like it's like on their it's on their windows.
Yeah, it's across their visor.
Yeah, they can't even fucking see. Yeah, they're just like
it's like
it's one of those like dark. You can see through it, but like it's like the Ovi like print over his visor, and you can see through it, but like you can't see in it. It just has Dunkin' Donuts.
Yeah,
it's like, buy one get one free coffee. Like
it says like buy one get
it's sales promotion on it. And shit.
Yeah, I know. Right?
It's like Talladega Nights. Dude, Ricky Bobby's driving with like the Fig Newton like logo on his windshield, and you can't even see.
Wonder Bread.
Yeah,
the Wonder Bread car.
Yo, when they're eating dinner and they have like all the like sponsorship food on it, it's like KFC, Mountain Dew,
Pepsi,
like the whole. It's like a whole feast.
I'm all jacked up on Mountain Dew.
I'm gonna jump on you like a Spider-Man. No, he said, "Shut up, old man."
The only thing you did in life, the only good thing you did in life was fighting that war and make some hot daughters.
Unreal movie.
Hell yeah.
All right, let's move on to our final segment, the weekly gambling corner. To recap last week's records, I went 3-2-1, had a push on the under in the Bruins-Avs games. That was a tough one. Started out 3-0 that week too, and I thought I was in for a big week, but I'll take a 3-2-1 week. Bob also 3-2, and Snipsky was 0-5.
Ice cold.
It could have happened to anyone. It could have happened to anyone. Could happen to one of us this week. It just happened to be Snipsky. But I'd put my money on Snipsky bouncing back big time this week.
A couple OT losses.
5 showing. Yeah, they were tough ones. Snipsky was on the wrong side. Couple tough bounces here and there.
Thought about going on the Ponce Bridge.
Well, Vinny,
a couple cinder blocks.
Yo, Vinny, what could have saved you was hammered the Block Blazers this weekend in Waterville. You would have got some winners.
Make it all back.
No, he would have picked that one game we had the trap game and lost.
Yeah, that sounds about right. I was so ice cold all weekend.
You'd have picked the wrong game.
Everything. Like football. Jeez.
It just happens. I happens to me. I go through the highs and lows. I'm like either red hot or ice cold, usually not in between. So
I just need one.
See if Snipsky can bounce back big time this week.
Yeah, he'll bounce back.
I need one for my mental.
Yeah, right. You just got to see one go through. That's all it takes.
Yep.
To update you on the Evander Kane standings, I'm still in first place at 18, 15-1, hitting at 55%. Bob is back into second place at 15 and 15, 50%. Snipsky's in third, 13 and 18, 42%. Big week though, could shake up the standings. As always, it's early, plenty of picks left throughout the season.
Yeah, I'm gonna need.
Let's start with Wednesday, December 7th. We got the New York Rangers and the Vegas Knights. This game will be on TNT. Snipsky, let's start with you. Who you got? Rangers, Knights.
So I know the Knights. So they played the Bruins the other night, and they emptied the bucket. Seems like not sure about Eichel. Eichel plays or not. That'll be a big boost. Petrangelo got something going on too. I don't know who's in goal for the Rangers.
It's projected.
Is it gonna be Shesky again? He played the other night too.
It's projected Shesterkin versus Thompson.
Oh really? Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Knights here.
I like it. Knights at home.
Yeah, I know they could empty the bucket kind of, but I think they're gonna start rolling. Especially if Eichel plays and Petrangelo comes back.
That means I'm taking Rangers. No, I'm just kidding.
No, I wouldn't even blame you, dude, honestly.
No, I'm just kidding. I actually have hated what I've seen from the New York Rangers lately. We talked about them earlier in the show. I can't back this team right now. Not against a team like the Knights, especially with the Knights being at home. Snipsky, I'm going to hop in your hole here. I'm also on the Knights.
All right.
Bob, over to you. Is it consensus? You fading the boys, going with the total? What's the pick?
I'm gonna go Rangers reverse puck line. I don't think they're gonna get puck line.
Close,
yeah, I think they're gonna keep it close.
Bob's going Rangers plus 1.5, keeping it a close game. I'll take an OT or a 1-goal Knights win. We all win. How about that?
I'm going on a limb here though, because I was like gonna take the Knights, but I didn't want to like rip a consensus right off the bat, and I think that like the Rangers will keep it close. So I don't think they're gonna win, but I think they're gonna keep it close.
Yeah, it's not like the Rangers have been getting blown out. They've been in close games. They just haven't looked great. They've been sloppy, and I think a team like the Knights could take advantage of them. But yeah, no, it wouldn't surprise me if this is a close game. I was leaning under here because Logan
Two
Thompson's
great
been
goaltenders.
Stud. Shesterkin's been solid. He could easily shut down the Knights, especially if Eichel's not playing. Just kind of talking myself into an under here, but I just hate taking unders. I was 1-0-1 on the unders last week, so they didn't hurt me, but I try to stay away from unders as much as I can. So
yeah, ripping unders is like drinking old duels at a get together. Like you're at a bonfire and you show up with like a 6-pack of old duels. Like Heineken 100s, like
everyone's having fun, and you're just in the background, like acting like you're having fun, but you're really not.
Yeah,
like,
you're just miserable.
I got to sweat out and under, like just rooting for no goals.
Yeah, and you're like, hey, stop having fucking fun. Hey, you.
Yeah,
it's like a chaperone.
Yeah, not the spot you want to be in. All right, moving on to Thursday, December 8th. We got the LA Kings heading up north to take on the Toronto Maple Leafs. Kings, Leafs. Bobs, we'll start with you. Who you got?
Kings had a big win tonight. I think they're gonna roll into this game. I think they might pull it out against. I know the Maple Leafs have been looking good, but these are two hot teams going at each other. And I like the Kings' defensive zone. They've been playing they have good defensive forwards and stuff like that. I think they can slow down the Maple Leafs offense.
I'm gonna fade. I'm taking the Leafs. Leafs are very good at home, 8-2-3. And they're rolling right now. They lost. They won tonight. They're just going to keep the train rolling. I think the Kings are going to get. Do they even have a goalie other than Quick on their roster?
They got Phoenix Copley, who started tonight.
Oh, okay, all right. Yeah, I'm going to take the Leafs anyway. I like their D zone.
Yeah, I like the Kings. Been big on the Kings all year. Toronto, as much as I hate them, has been playing really good hockey lately. I think this would be a tough one for the Kings to come in and steal. I'm going to go with the over here. I'm going to go with the over. Kings have not been too great defensively. Goaltending's been shaky. I could see the Leafs having themselves an offensive night. Matthews with a couple. Marner extending that point streak. So I'm going to go with the over. And Ilya Samsonov is confirmed in net for the Leafs tomorrow night. Or Thursday night, sorry. So I like that even more. So yeah, I'm going to go with the over on this one.
Yeah, I like that pick too.
Give me some goals. All right, Friday night, December 9th, we got the New York Islanders heading over to their neighbors, New Jersey Devils. Islanders, Devils. I'll start with this one. This is a tough one. Islanders, pretty solid team so far this year. Devils are just a wagon. I don't think I can go against that. I'm going to go Devils. I like the Devils, especially at home. Islanders have kind of been outplayed a decent amount lately. They just lost to the Blues tonight in a shootout 6-4. Devils could easily put up a 6 spot on the Islanders too, so I'm going to go New Jersey here. Snipsky will snap it over to you. Who you got? Islanders, Devils.
I'm gonna go fade. I'm gonna take the Islanders. I think the Islanders are gonna take. They're both pretty close. I guess you can consider them rivals, playing in the same area.
Definitely.
So, I think the Islanders are a gritty team, and they don't let up a lot of goals either. I mean, they'll keep it low scoring, and that's like I'm gonna say the Devils play the Islanders type of game, and the Islanders win.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Devils here. I wanted to bring old duels to the fire pit, but I didn't have it in me. I was gonna go under, but I don't know. I was looking at a couple of their games; they could go over, but yeah, I'm just gonna go play it safe. Take the Devils at home.
Yeah, it's just, the Friday games are always tricky. Freaky Friday, you never know who's going to be in net because like if these teams are playing a back-to-back on Saturday, chances are they might throw in the backup for Friday night. So that's why, yeah, it kind of steered me away from the under. You don't know who you're going to see in net.
Yeah, you never know. They might have a no-name in net. Like it's.
Yeah. I mean, I hope Vanacek's in net for New Jersey, and I hope Sorokin is not in net for the Islanders.
It says Roque and Vanacek projected, but that's a couple of days out. It could change.
I figured these two teams definitely don't like each other, so I think it's going to be a battle. I think they're going to throw their best goaltenders in net. It'll be a tight game for sure, but Devils have just been rolling, and I'm gonna stick with them. I like how they've been playing lately. All right, let's move on to the weekend. We got Saturday, December 10th. We got the Detroit Red Wings taking on the Dallas Stars. This game will be on NHL Network. Snipsky, who you got? Wings, Stars?
I'm gonna take the Stars, and I'm gonna throw a little spice on there. Actually, no, I can't. I can't afford it.
I knew exactly what he's going to say.
I was gonna say puck line Dallas, but I don't think I'm gonna do it. Just give me Dallas money line.
Just give me the over here. I think there's gonna be a lot of goals. Robo's probably gonna have 2. The Red Wings can show like they have like really good offensive input, and it's projected Nedeljkovic. He lets up a lot of goals. I mean, Ottinger is Ottinger, but at the end of the day, the Red Wings do have a great offense. So I'm going to go with the over here.
Yeah, it's a tough one for me because I really like the Red Wings. Been riding them all year, but Dallas, man, him and them and RoboCop, the way he's playing right now. Dallas is 7-2-3 at home this year. I like the Stars to take care of business on Saturday against the Wings, who are a good team, but I just don't think they're at a level of the Dallas Stars just yet. I mean, they're close, but I think the Stars are just a little better. They're first in the Central right now. I'm going to go with the Stars, taking it to them on home ice.
I like both teams. I like how both teams are playing right now.
I hope both teams have fun. Can we put that on there too?
Yeah, sportsmanship line. Just have fun.
Yeah, just go out there and have fun. Take no penalties. Get the lady bang. Call it a night.
Yeah, go out there. If there's a penalty, then you're screwed. It's over.
That should be like a line on a sports book, like no penalties all game.
It's definitely on like an actual book.
Plus 1,000 odds.
Yeah, no, 100%. Dude, there actually has been some game. There's one game I watched one time. I was like, wait, there was no penalty at all. Like this game, that is so crazy. You know what I mean? Like, imagine hitting that. You would make some coin.
Oh, yeah. Odds on that would be absurd. All right, last game of the week. We got a Sunday game, December 11th. It's the Colorado Avalanche at the St. Louis Blues. This game will be on ESPN. Bob, we'll start with you. Who you got, Avs, Blues?
I got the Blues. The Avalanche are all done, in my opinion, when it comes to just straight injuries. I'll read you the injury report right now. So you got Bowen Byram. He's been out. He's not supposed to come back till December 7th. But the thing is, he's been out for a while. They keep on pushing back his return date. Darren Helm's been out. Landeskog out till January 12th. Lehkonen day to day. He's been out for a while. McDermott, he's a big catalyst there defense. McKinnon's out for a month, so that's not good. Manson's out, another big defenseman. Nichushkin's out. Evan Rodriguez, I can go on to fucking grocery list.
Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty much their whole entire team that won the Stanley Cup last year. Like their big guns are out. So, and the Blues are playing some good hockey. Just hope that Benner's not in net. So, but yeah, that's my pick. I'm going Blues.
All right, I'm not picking a team. I'm going with the over.
That's a good pick too. I think there's a lot of goals
because the way
game
Benner play, if Benner's in net, like both teams let up a ton of goals. Like. Over 3 for over 3 for St. Louis, almost 4 actually. And Colorado, I mean, they've been decent, but if they get Francois in net that day, there could be a lot of goals.
Yeah, I'm gonna side with you here. I'm gonna go with the Blues. That laundry list of guys out for the Avs really scares me. I think this could be a Jordan Binnington revenge game from last year's playoffs. He played really well against them in the playoffs last year until that injury happened with Kadri crashing into him. So I think Benner, with all that's been going on with him, all the negative talk about him in the media, I think he suits up for this one, and he's going to come out and show out, and I think it's a revenge spot with Benner. Give me the Blues here against a wounded duck in the Colorado Avalanche. So I'm going to go Blues as well.
The Colorado Avalanche are literally the LA Rams in the NHL right now. They win a Stanley Cup, win a championship, and then everyone just gets hurt.
They're decimated.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're hurting right now big time. I mean, you listed off those stars. When they're not on the ice, I mean, I don't think this team has much of a chance without them. All right, that wraps up our gambling corner this week. It's a big week. Big week. We need some winners to shake up the standings here. Could see the gap widen for your boy with one big week. So that's what I'm rooting for.
Yeah, we need you to absolutely stumble.
Yeah.
We need you to toe pick.
Yeah, right. You need me on a breakaway and just toe pick.
Yeah.
I've done it before, so.
Oh, I've seen it.
Wouldn't surprise me. All right, before we sign off today, we got one of our favorite segments. Bob, he's going to educate us with his fun fact of the day. So, Bob, why don't you take it away?
Yeah, so you can walk from Russia to Alaska when it's frozen ice, like when it's ice, when the ocean's ice. Oh, not the ocean, whatever. Like there's like a pond or a lake. You can walk across from Russia to Alaska.
Does it say how far it is?
So there's a little more to the fact. So so it's on the Bering Strait. So there's your answer on that. That freezes over. And in 2006, 2 people were detained by the Russian authorities for violating immigration laws. They got 90 kilometers in 2 weeks' time, and they got snatched up by the Russian authorities.
It's all done.
Jesus.
Yeah, imagine, dude. That'd be insane.
You go into that camp that Brittany Griner's in.
Yeah, you're getting the Griner treatment. All done, dude. Yeah, that's my fun fact.
You'll be working. You'll be all done.
Yeah, like I saw that. I think I definitely heard that fact before, but when I read deeper into it, I was like, damn, imagine like that's like a long time. 2 weeks. You're trudging 2 weeks. They got how far is even 90 kilometers? I don't know how to convert that, but.
Yeah, that's like 7th grade science. I completely forget how to do anything.
I've never been a math guy, so they crossed 2 weeks. It was like 14, 15 days, it said, and then they got snatched up by the Russian authorities, and then probably shining Putin's shoes right now, spit shining them.
Yeah. The public school education system failed us not being able to convert kilometers to miles.
Yeah,
that's why we got technology. I just did it.
Exactly.
All right, so 90 kilometers equals 55.9 miles. So 56
Is that
miles.
even that far, if you think about it?
Well, walking 56 miles is pretty far.
Yeah, that's
if
like
you're in like a
marathons.
vehicle, it's not that bad, obviously.
No, because people run 26 miles in 5 hours?
Two marathons.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, you can do it, but could you physically do it? I feel like you'd freeze to death, no?
Yeah, they probably did a lot of stops. Like, probably had to build a hut, an igloo.
We gotta build an igloo in the middle of fucking northern Russia.
And you're walking, that's way worse.
How much of a lunatic do you have to be to even do that? But let's just cross from Alaska to Russia. Like, that's ridiculous.
Is that the only people that's ever attempted this?
I'm assuming, yeah.
Sick fucks.
Yeah, no, because they probably were like, "Oh, Russia attained them. Fuck that." There's probably mad people that like saw that and was, "Oh, let's do it," and then they read up and was like, "Nah, don't do it." And 2006, 2 people are literally in a Russian camp because of it.
What's the reasoning for even wanting to do something like that?
Just
like you
for
just don't have
clout.
anything better to do? And
Yeah.
yeah, you know what? I'm gonna walk from Russia to Antarctica just for shits. For shits and gigs.
Well, they probably wanted it for clout. They probably had a camera and shit, showing all of it. Like,
someone woke up and was just like, "I'm gonna get detained by Russians today."
yeah, I'm just gonna try to break into Russia real quick. It's like, what are you doing?
Someone woke up feeling dangerous.
Yeah, very dangerous.
Or stupid, I don't know.
Both. Yeah.
Yeah, probably it's more stupid.
Yeah.
All right. As always, we'd like to thank our producer, Mass Music Radio. They continue to produce music for the masses. And if you haven't already, be sure to go check them out in their other featured podcasts over at www.massmusicradio.com. That's www.massmusicradio.com. think that just about wraps it up for us today. We hope you enjoyed another episode. Thank you for tuning in again to the High Slot Podcast. Be sure to go check us out on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, you name it, at High Slot Podcast for more daily hockey content. Thanks, everyone. We'll see you next time.
Bye, everyone. See you.
Bye.